I'm Scott Brady with Expedition Portal, and I'm out here with the Polaris XP 1000 General, and we're going to have some fun in the forest today. Let's talk through the specifications on this Polaris General 1000 XP. So we've got 999cc motor, fuel injected, CVT transmission with a high and a low gear set. From the front, we've got a factory available winch. It's got it installed on this vehicle, aftermarket lights, which make for excellent visibility when you're driving at night. Moving a little bit further back, you've got a long travel Walker Evans suspension system, so it really soaks up the bumps. It does an excellent job of overall ride quality and even performance in technical terrain. The one thing I do notice is a lack of a windscreen, so I think that should be one of the things people should look at right away. It's a cold day in Prescott, so I'm bundled up to the max. Moving back a little further, really comfortable supportive seats. This model's actually got a full stereo system, forward-facing camera, rearward-facing camera. Little dig on the rearward-facing camera. It's basically pointed straight down, and I looked to see if it was adjustable, and it's not. It needs to be pointed a little bit further back because you've pretty much hit whatever you're trying to avoid by the time you see it on the camera. And then moving a little bit further back, we actually have a tilting bed in the back. So it's a great utility compromise UTV. That's one of the things I really like about the General, is it can be used on your farm, on a ranch, around town. It can be used to haul things, but then it's also got long travel and really good performance on the trail. When you look at payload, we've got 1,260 pounds of payload, 115-inch wheelbase, so it's pretty much like a Jeep Wrangler. One of the things that I'm realizing is this trail up here in the forest, it's only limited to motorcycles and mountain bikes and quads and UTVs. So I'm back in this beautiful area. There's nobody else here because no one can drive their car back here. And there's campsites everywhere. So this is a fun little realization that you actually get access to places to camp that you wouldn't normally get access to. So I'm realizing that's a real advantage, one of the real advantages of a UTV. Let's talk about the traction systems on these vehicles. It has three positions. It has a mode that it's essentially one-wheel drive, but that makes it very effective for using this like on a farm or a ranch or even on your own property where you're trying not to dig up the soil. So it actually just has this one-wheel drive mode, which is how you would use it on the street. And then it also has a provision to just lock the rear axle but you're in two-wheel drive. I call that the fun mode. So if you're on a dirt road and you got a little bit of visibility and you want to increase the speed, maybe even rotate the vehicle a little bit around the corner if you've got good visibility again. But it really helps the vehicle rotate. It helps it oversteer and step out. It's very controllable. In fact, that's one of the things that these vehicles do best is controllability while in a drift. I mean, I can initiate a Scandinavian flick. I can rotate the vehicle just with trail braking. It responds extremely well to all that. And it's got so much to give that if you get a little bit out of sorts, it really comes back together very quickly. So I use that rear locker mode a lot at higher speeds, or even just kind of general trail riding. And then of course you can go into all-wheel drive where you have the rear locked and then the front has a mechanical limited slip that engages once one of the front wheels starts to slip, and it's again very effective. And you really wouldn't want a locker in the front on one of these because the steering effort would be so extreme. And it really just doesn't seem to need it for most of the terrain that I've experienced. So the four-wheel drive system is extremely effective overall. The one thing that you do notice is this is a long wheelbase, so it's almost the same wheelbase as a Wrangler. So it's 115 inches. So it is pretty easy to bottom out, to hit in the breakover angle when you're coming over a ledge or over a rock. The quarter panels are awfully low as well. So you got to pay attention to ground clearance, especially when it comes to breakover. All right, so we are packed up for an overnight. I'll show you what's in the back of this. Just love this little truck bed. I mean, it can actually take 600 pounds of gear. So we've got some water along with us. One of the things about the General and most of the UTVs is they don't have a spare tire. I mean, of course you can add one on, but that takes up a lot of bed space. So I'd rather just bring along a compressor and a tire repair kit. These are both available from Extreme Outback Products. This is a small dual compressor setup. Just fits in an ammo can, so it works great for these size tires. And then I got a full tire repair kit so that I can even patch, replace valves, plug tires. I have a worn recovery kit that's designed for ATVs and UTVs, so lighter duty gear in there, but works really well with this size vehicle. And then of course I always bring along a tool kit. That's important. And then I've got a Bourne Outdoor, it's a bedroll, and it just unzips and rolls out, and you just sleep out under the stars. We changed out the factory bed rack for this unit from Rhino Rack, and it's actually a really nice rack. It's a lot lighter than the factory one. It's not so much a basket, which I don't think you really need. It's a little bit lower profile as well, so you get a little bit better visibility out of the back, and it will easily carry a bunch of additional items. I just strapped on a set of Max Trax Minis, just in case you need some additional traction, and they fit just perfect right on there with some Strachets.